Since the Dobbs decision, it's just mass confusion. And the people that are victims of that confusion are people just in the most vulnerable state in their lives.
Abortion is something that I don't feel should ever exist. It should not be a choice that a woman has.
On November 8th, Michigan voters will have the chance to vote directly on the issue of abortion in their state with a ballot initiative called Proposal 3. Proposal 3 would guarantee a constitutional right to reproductive freedom, defined as the right to make decisions about every part of pregnancy, including prenatal care, childbirth, postpartum care, contraception, sterilization, abortion, miscarriage, and infertility care. It has the support of the governor and abortion rights activists.
I'll be voting yes on the ballot initiative. I'll also be running for re-election, and so there's a lot at stake in this ballot.
To begin, I would love it if you just told us who you are and about your organization.
Yeah, so my name is Danielle Atkinson. I'm the founding director of Mothering Justice. Mothering Justice is really about the idea that women of color have a political power that they need to exercise together.
Thank you, Mom. Because it's short.
I was not surprised by the fall of Roe v. Wade. I went to my teenage daughters and I said, we're going to have a conversation about what just happened. And it's like making me teary right now thinking about it, because it's so important that they have a freedom to choose what happens to their body. Not only about whether or not they're having a child, it's whose authority they're listening to when making those decisions.
Obviously, Michigan is in this place where it's a little unclear how things will go if abortion will remain legal. What would that mean for the communities that you serve?
We have a high infant mortality and maternal mortality crisis in our state, as we do in the country, but it's even worse in Michigan. It's even worse in places like Detroit and Flint, where women of color die 3 to 4.5 times more than their white counterparts.
In the area that I'm from, we're low income. That area is going to be hit the most. It's already hit the most because they don't have the health care. This is going to make it worse.
We have a Republican legislature that has been adamant on their anti-choice rhetoric, and Governor Whitmer is literally one of a few safeguards against a cascade of really horrible laws.
Sometimes I feel like there's just a lack of understanding by the people who are making a lot of these laws about all the different circumstances that abortion care is important.
Since even before the fall of Roe, Governor Whitmer filed a lawsuit to block the revival of a 1931 Michigan law, which prohibited abortions even in cases of rape or incest. For her, the issue is personal.
I was a survivor of rape when I was in college. When it dawned on me that maybe I would be pregnant with this attacker's baby, I could at least find some comfort in knowing that if that happened, I would have access to the kind of care that I would need.
Proposal 3 saw a number of challenges before it even made it to the ballot. The Reproductive Freedom for All campaign collected nearly 600,000 valid signatures in support of the measure. Anti-abortion group the Citizens to Support Michigan Women and Children challenged the petition, and a Republican board of canvassers initially refused to certify it, but the Michigan Supreme Court reversed the decision and has ordered that Prop 3 will appear on the November 8th, 2022 ballot.
So we're headed now from Detroit to Lansing, Michigan's capital, where we're going to talk to the spokesperson for a coalition of anti-abortion groups who have really been galvanized by the Dobbs decision to try and push post-Roe to make abortion illegal in Michigan.
I'm Kristen Polo, and I am the spokeswoman against the abortion amendment. My mom, back in 1991, she found out on Valentine's Day that she was pregnant, and it was very unexpected. It was not something that she was hoping for. I'm alive today because of my mom's courage in a really hard situation to choose life for me.
I've been involved with the pro-life issue since about the early 1980s. The problem I have with this amendment is it goes way too far, and I don't think most people realize really what they would be voting for.
It's written to authorize the highest number of abortions to be performed by the highest number of people, which is not in women's best interests.
This is a constitutional amendment. If this passes, we cannot enact laws or pass laws to make adjustments like we did with Roe v. Wade.
Both sides of this issue claim that their supporters have been galvanized by the fall of Roe and what Proposal 3 would mean for Michigan.
We are seeing an outpouring of support, thousands of people signing up to get involved in our effort to defeat this amendment.
We're seeing a momentum around the initiative that we haven't seen before.
What should Michigan women do if you don't prevail in November?
One of the things that I have tried to get the federal government to prepare for is the possibility of setting up clinics just over the border in Canada. And so it's a scary prospect, and that's what I'm fighting so hard.
The effect of the Dobbs decision on these midterms are being felt not only in Michigan, but across the country. Voters in Kansas have already rejected an anti-abortion amendment, and measures protecting or restricting abortion will also be on the ballot in California, Kentucky, Montana, and Vermont.